So to know the end point of third wave, which is that of wave three, the wave three that we usually look for opportunity to take entry on a trade. Okay, after the end point of wave two, which I explained to you that your first priority should be that wave two should not retrace 100% of that of wave one. The first thing you should know is that guaranteed that wave three will give you at least length of that of wave one. That's the first thing you should know. But what we usually make use is that we use our extension, fib retracement on extension. That is, we use our trend based extension. This is it here, okay? We usually use it. If you want to set this on trading view, just go to this side. You can see draw panel is going to show on the side like you can see. Then you can come to this area here. You can look for what all the old tools needed. Okay, if you want to use this, okay, you can always come to this area. You'll be able to see several tools needed that you need to use to set your what your to know the end to the tools you need to use to know the end point of that of wave three. This is the tools I usually use, which is trend based fib extension, Fibonacci extension. Now our wave three, most area that wave three usually end is that of 1.60 1.8% ratio. Sometimes wave three can as well get to what 2.60 1.8% ratio. Okay, so it can as well get to what 4.25 ratio. Okay, it depends on how strong the wave stream is. Okay, now note this: the most common area wave three usually end, the most common is that of 161.8% and that of what 2.64.8% what ratio. But how do we click that of what to know how are we going to make use of our fib extension? Is simply by clicking on that of from the starting point of wave one to the end point of wave one and to the end point of what wave two. So we expect wave three should give us at least 161.8% or this area here or this. Those are what we use to know our end point of what wave three. Now if I'm to mark, like I said, we already have our wave two which end at was 61.8% what ratio. So if I'm to mark up this whole area here now, I want to know my endpoint of wave three. All I simply need to do is to click on my fib extension. So I will click from the starting point of wave one here to the endpoint of wave one and to the endpoint of that of what wave two. Now if you pay attention to this, you can see that what 161.8% ratio. But sometimes wave three can as well get to 200% ratio. It can as well get to what 261.8% what ratio. So in this case here now, our wave three did get to what 200% ratio here. So if I'm to mark now, I will keep to this. Is either I take my profit at this whole area here or I take my profit around this area here. So even if I'm taking entry from here, the starting point of wave three, excuse me, is this area I meant to put it, okay? If I'm taking entry here, the starting point of wave three here, my entry list is this area here, and my target is going to be these levels here. So I will uncheck every other levels. Let me uncheck all these levels. I don't need 100%, okay? So as you can see on my screen, these are the levels I use for my wall wave three. So wave three sometimes do get to 200% ratio, but should never be lower than that of the length of that of wave one, because the second rules of Elliott Wave state that wave three should not be the shortest. So we believe that wave three is usually going to be the longest. Okay, so these are the levels I usually use. Okay, if I should add two to this, you will see it here now. Okay, you can see if I should add two to it, you can see it here now. So that's the levels I usually use. If I should add two to this, you will see it here also. Okay, you can see it here now. These are the levels I usually use to know the end point of what wave three. So note this: if I'm taking entry here, which is the starting point of my wave three, my stop loss will be at the end point of my starting point of wave one, which this will be my target. At least we expect wave three to give us this what this whole length here. You can see there is a good what risk reward ratio. Good risk reward ratio. Also, if you are the type that you want to take entry on the breakout of that of wave one, your stop loss will be at the starting point. If you want to take entry at the breakout of that of wave one, your stop loss will be at the starting point of that of what wave three. So, but it is best you should take entry from the starting point of that of wave 3 and you focus on this whole area here. But wave 3 can as well go to this area here if we have an elongated, a very what? Elongated fifth wave, a very strong fifth wave. It can as well end at that of what? 261.8% ratio or 262% what? The ratio. Okay? So wave 3 can as well what? Get to this whole area here. Okay, it can as well get to these levels there, but this it is rarely. This is also what? Rarely. Okay, the most common area wave 3 usually end is either between that of 61 162.8 161.8% ratio or here or here. So these are the levels I usually use. So how do I plot the end point? How do I make use of it? Like I said, I usually click on my word. This is my word, trend based fib extension. It is Fibonacci extension. So I will click from the starting point of wave 1, right, to the end point of wave 1 and to the end point of what? Wave 2. So those are things I usually do to know the end point of that of what? Wave 3. Okay.